here we are. We've made it. The final concept of integrated 3, solving 3 variable equations. So for this specific lesson, we are going to start with 3 very simple equations that also have 3 different variables, x, y, and z. So the first thing we're going to want to do is use the elimination method to eliminate one of the variables after choosing 2 of the equations. So for this one, I'm going to choose the first 2 because this is a negative y, we're going to eliminate y. This is a negative y and this is a positive y, and so we're just going to multiply the top equation by 2. So we multiply it by 2 and we get these 2 equations. Now because the y's are opposite, the same integer, the same coefficient, but opposite, we can eliminate it, and then we will get, oh, there we go, 9x minus z equals 7. So we've eliminated y from the equation. Now that we've done that, we can move on to eliminating y from another 2 equations. You can do first and third or second and third since we've already done the first and second. So I'm going to choose to do first and third because it works out pretty well because it actually ends up eliminating 2 variables. So we're going to focus on eliminating y, and we're going to add these together, combine just as we did over there, and that's going to leave us with 4x equals 5. And because of that, we can then just solve for x, and that's one of our values, is x equals 5 over 4. Now that we have x over 4, we can input it back into the first elimination equation, 9x minus z equals 7. So we input it here. Now we're going to multiply 9 times 5 over 4, and we get 45 over 4 minus z equals 7. Now, because we want the variable to be positive, we can just add z to this side and subtract 7 from that side, and we'll get 45 over 4 minus 7 equals z. So then, it's just easier if we put 7 into fraction form, into quarters. So we get 45 over 4 minus 28 over 4 equals z, and so z equals 17 over 4, and that's our second value. The final step for solving 3 variable equations is to solve for the third variable. So this third variable is y, since we already have x and we already have z, and it was our elimination variable. So we'll start by inputting these 2 values into whichever equation we choose, and I'm going to choose the first one. So 2 times 5 over 4, or x, minus y plus 17 over 4, or z, equals 3. And you solve as normal. 2 times 5 over 4 is 10 over 4, minus y plus 17 over 4 equals 3. Combine like terms, or combine the fractions, really, and you get 27 over 4 minus y equals 3. Or, again, you can switch the variable with this number, the constant, because it's easier to have the variable positive. So we get 27 over 4 minus 3 equals y. So 27 over 4 minus 12 over 4, which is equivalent to 3, equals y, and y equals 15 over 4. So our final answers are x equals 5 over 4, y equals 15 over 4, and z equals 17 over 4. There are loads of ways to solve for 3 variable equations, many of them very similar to how you would solve for 2 variable equations, but elimination is the best method because it is the easiest way to use concepts we've already learned in the past to solve for newer, maybe more complicated concepts.